Hello everybody, welcome to the online screening event of Stitch St. Luce. So I'm here today from the assistant producer's warm garden in London, and I'm so excited to finally show you this short film. It's been a long time coming, and there's going to be a Q&A at the end. First you're going to see the film, which is about women that live in rural Madagascar, St. Luce. Enjoy!
Arufa siko za umura simba, fabengi simba simba siulan taranake. Arufa siko za umura simba, fabengi simba simba siulan taranake.
Shalame, angarako Méline. Zay mipetraka aty a Sainte Luce ambandriky. Zahay eto Sainte Luce zany, nofa lasitahandre fa hanao voalohan-tanà zay ny sainao voalohany dra ambandriky gn'agnarany. Magnisaky faharo tanà zay anao dra ampanasa tombo. Afakan'izay anao zay vao atao hoe magnafiafy. Natambatra amizay izy zahay telo natao Sainte Luce gn'agnaranay. Hello. Basta tagna Sainte Luce avao, ambandrika segny misy anaky eky Stitchinay zay. Dra izaho manazanaky manambady. Ny zanako telo, ny valiko pêcheur ny vadiko. Dra izaho mbony eo endriko, mbony eo dadako. Ala raha da mun sama tu. Dito si tunan. Agak ko sa sadin futul. Awalo ang ko islam terima tinggal na kaya lo. Terima kan. Eu vou zahay mangalaky rano handrahoa, mangalaky rano hanasa, mangalaky rano hosotroana. Tapaky ny velo-tegnanay tamin'ny tiraty so eritreretsinay raha ho nahazo anay vola zany tiraty fa ataonay raha nianarana avao da nanga. Raha mbô sy nangany isiky zay nandritra ny telo volana ampianarana anay ndra fa vitagna avao fa zay sy nangany nandritra ny taona raiky zahay na roa taona aza. Mbô nagnaraka anay avao izy fa mbô sy nahaihay soa zahay. Ihiny avao zahay aminazy. Tamizy taloha zany eo da izy avao nividy anazy vao avy etiky izy zarany aminay. Fa izy amizay fotoany zao zahay, da fa zahay aby responsable ny raha rehetra. Nofa vita ny raha kotragno atiky, amin'ny 7 marandray eo mandeha mamozy Stitch.
mashine Madagascar bua didi ranu mashine Iwane pare na beni malagash Iwane pare na beni malagash Madagascar bua didi ranu mashine Madagascar bua didi ranu mashine
Raha sary aminay etika avao ohatra zay hanao tokonosy andriaka egny da misy aminay etika zay. Ohatra zay manao variky da misy aminay etika aby zay. Iay tambarikosy da misy aminay etika fa sy mangalaky biby atany hafa aho fa biby aminay etika avao gn'aniny. Ny fitaova ampiasanay agnatiny amin'izay da lamba, métier, da fanjaitry, da fôly. Koleran'ny kofehy amin'izay ahi maro kolera izy. So mba mahafinaritra ny olo hividy anazy magnety ny kolerany la maro. Teny manahaka amina manoka fa misy andro sesako da afaka magnagna. Paurenrano zany fivelomanay. Tena zava-dehibe aminay zany igny napiso rano ame fa mety ho nisahira zegny sy nisy rano teo. Aminay eo zany misy renirano be gn'ao. Na manandrotra anao amignagny na magnarary. Satria gn'agny fitadiavanay hany. Mahazo fialan-tagny zahay mamaro sandalany eo. Da mividy amizay gn'olo da lafo amizay gnavilinay sakafo. Zay aby zany gn'atony mivelo tegnanay etiky. Gn'asanay apela gny renirano. Fa gn'asan'ny lelahy koa magnamigny riaky gn'agny. Andriaky egny koa gn'asany satria gn'egny misy fiabeventy. Ho atahoranay apela se gny riaky igny. Fa gny renirano sy mihesiky. Fa hainay apela gny renirano sy da mihesiky loatra izy. Milamina. Apa taka? Am cuci ni andi panik sekali. Ah? Yang mga siya nga di pa fiabi mga fa upanjan ko is dami siya di mali siya siya.
Zaza, alaw na ra kapan basahin. Hi.
Dangangarako Esterly, presidente Stitch. Misy ny toera misy an'ny Stitchnay tioky, ty tragnonay tioky ambandrika Sainte Luce. Miasa mafy an-tragno ato zay mifanakalo zahay mifanakalo zahay miditra amin'ny tragno tikato isanandro. Ndahoaky make-up bag, persy, tragno solomaso, setiry, mosoara, zakosen, zao aby raha amboarinay ato, kravaty. Fa zahay talohaloha tamy voalohandohan'ny tagny zay da tena namokatry be ty asanay tioky. Sy ataonay zavatry ambany sasy fa fototra asanay, fotom-pivelomanay izy hanay ty Stitch tahoky. Olo fikambana zay io miaramonina koa tralaka amin'ny katoky raiky ny fikambana.
Sianterire sivunzunanai nuidiranai apiangunanai tena shichapu simishifitaka kanaona muyana urujamishitaka Mua feri shushu nani lani ja. Ari feri ku anji amani ja. Na muya na usiye tu sierwa. Bata pausa levija. Simba fanza kana njia mama. Numete sana ula sakupanjai. Tena shichapu siyanengena nai. Kana wona muyana udumena lena. Zahay asetili setik zany tia raha mitambatra satria zahay tia nama. Nung am nama nuka zany gn'asanay stitch io mba holovanigny zafitegnana amin'ny kitsotegna. Tsy hiala fa soa mba mitombo zay agnatiny eo dra mitombo koa gny hasoan'ny stitch amizay. Fa sy olo maro za olo ndraiky gny hahavita raha fa gny hamarin'olo.
Mar arena danuma arubana la sentilitaki itapna tera maruma aquel papel gani paradena itapna tera maruma aquel papel gani paradena itabara na mi bugunu sire komiti di me minipur itabara na mi bugunu sire komiti di me minipur.
Maru-maru merah numbunaka, kami tata nanura simba.
Ya digure wa mitite, tire ni ave mitele, ishulu tenga na ave miteshe, ize mitata na miura simba, amde tuera pata mitetika, baita bara na mibugunu, tire komiti di me miniku. Baita bara na mi bugunu, dire komiti di me miniku. Osini te blangi limitingi, osini te blangi limitingi. Bauni dali fetilisi, bauni dali fetilisi. Ora pura blangi peshera, ora pura blangi peshera. Mande a chuva yangi partenga, mande a chuva yangi partenga. Marina pagtira manuka kel bobeme paranenato, zeitira na saza kashamas kasingarato. Bandina para bastia, vema diga lalana, era nidina. Awar siga. Aiza ani surune limi, divide ngoni.
Everyone, I hope that you enjoyed that film. My aim with this film was to really show insight into a completely different culture that I think a lot of us don't know much about. Rural Madagascar, a place where they don't update us with Instagram posts and aren't connected with technology. So with this, I really wanted to show that insight, especially into the women's perspective of what it's like to live in this part of the world next to the sea. And I was so lucky to get this opportunity to film. I just finished a film in India, so being able to jump to a completely other different part of the world with another really rich culture, I just thought, wow, it's a no-brainer. And my partner was doing some work in this part of Madagascar for an NGO, which definitely helped me even more to be able to go over there and know that I'm going to be looked after, and yeah, it was an opportunity I just couldn't miss out on.
So how did you build trust with this community?
Well, going into a community completely different to my own is really a life-changing experience, even if it's just for a short amount of time. The amount we can learn from people in other communities, other cultures, is endless. Particularly this community who so generously let me in, and they could have easily just put their guard up and said no. So first of all, I was accepted, and with that acceptance, I really had to kind of respect their culture, because certain things in my culture might not have been accepted in their culture. And that took observation, especially at the beginning. And luckily my partner, he did give me a briefing on, it's called faddy, and that's sort of different superstitions and parts of their culture which they don't approve of, or things that they seem quite odd. You basically don't do faddy. Yeah, so going into this other culture that had no technology, phones, that weren't used to cameras, it was challenging. It was really challenging, but at the same time I felt totally off grid, thrown in the deep end, and just was ready for the adventure with my camera.
So what was the aim of this film? What did you want to show?
I wanted to show a woman's perspective of living in a small rural community that relies on the water, the lake, the sea, the fish, the lobsters, that rely on water for their livelihood. If you notice in the film, there's quite a lot of water from start to finish, just whether that's them getting water from the well, whether that's going fishing on the canoes, whether that's waiting for her husband to get home to bring home what they've caught. I wanted to show the perspective of women that live by the sea, and not necessarily the challenges, because I think we can all imagine the challenges that they face, especially after the pandemic, with a community that rely on water. You know, so if there's a lack of fish, if there's a lack of lobsters, if there's a drought, they go hungry and they can't work and drink. And that's obviously difficult, but I didn't want to highlight that necessarily. I wanted to highlight the women that had been given this opportunity to earn income from another way, from being an artist, from getting resources in a way that's not environmentally damaging, in order to create something beautiful that they can then sell worldwide, totally different to what they've ever been able to do, which is selling fish or lobsters, or mahampi, which is a way of weaving. I think there's a bit of a cliche when you think of fishermen. You know, you don't say fisherwoman. And when it comes to these fishermen who are extremely brave and do go out every day and fish on the sea, there's women that help these men to live. You know, they're back home, just keeping everything okay with the children, with the chores, with the cooking, cleaning, all of it. And on top of that, they earn money the best they can. Women in Madagascar actually are in charge of all the money as well, and they do an awful amount, you know. So I really wanted to show a story of strength, of resilience, of that a maternal image of being a mother, but also balancing being a wife and also being able to get the opportunity to work. Because these women could not be happier with this opportunity to be able to earn more money than they were previously, and all together like a community, see the women together every single day with their kids, with their grandmas, with the aunties, and they get to create. I mean, it's not perfect in so many ways, they have challenges, but I think as a story, this can inspire us to be more proactive, to be able to make these opportunities in other parts of the world, because everyone should have the right to be able to earn money and earn a living, that's not in a way that's detrimental to the environment. So yeah, I think it's a powerful perspective.
So what was it that drew you to Méline as the main character of this film?
So at the beginning, Méline in the stitching studio was just in the background, not really speaking, quite shy. It's quite natural for Malagasy people to be shy. And I could just tell that she had this great character and energy, and I remember I didn't know her that well, and I just said something in French, something that sounded silly because I can understand a bit of French, and I was quite flamboyant in the way I said it. You know, je m'appelle Elise Dufour, something silly like that, saying that, you know, she should call me by Mademoiselle. And I remember she just burst out laughing because, yeah, I think I said it wrong or something. And she literally smiled with her whole face, and it was just so inviting, and we just connected in that moment. But I liked the way she was shy but strong. She was hiding parts of herself that I felt like with time I would like to maybe see a bit more of. So she had, yeah, that depth and strength that I really admire. So strong in her way she just holds herself.
So what did you learn from the experience of making this film?
There's so many moments in this film where you can just tell that we're not anywhere else, whether that's on the lake or whether that's embroidering or whether that's at the festival, people are singing and dancing. They're the moments of joy, they're the moments of like when everything else dissolves and you're just happy and with people that you really love, and or you're in your creative flow state. These times are worth celebrating, and I think we have to be wary in our culture of the distractions we have and the infinite choices that we have, which can end up being detrimental to our mental health. Just simplify it, you know? Simplicity is what I think we're gonna slowly revert back to once we've learned how to deal with modern day life. We'll be going back to being in more communities, less technology, particularly, maybe we need technology for work, but particularly when we're all together in those in-between moments.
Is there anything else that you would like to say or that you feel is important to mention?
So if you have any time, please go on their website. They would really appreciate it if you'd just buy a cushion or a tie or anything, even just having a look. But you can get stuff for as little as £3, and they haven't told me to say this, but it just makes such a difference to them, and they put so much time into their work. And in order to be able to sustainably continue this line of work, this story needs to get out there, because it's people like us who can support them. There's always something you can do to support people, even if they live miles and miles and miles away, but without tech. There are ways, and the more that we can connect together through tech, through video, through photography, then the more likely it is for their business to thrive, which has a ripple effect on their children and generations to come.